Cotton Candy Princess Tiffany Avatar, and I am here to let you know that I will be gracing Big Event New York, and I hope to see you all there.
All right, go ahead.
And a protector, by the way. Yeah. So you really were thinking.
I know you got to go, but how do you feel being here real quick?
I am so excited to be here.
And what about, Michael Myers?
We could add 2 more dents to this chip.
Follow her. Where can you follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram
So I'm out of this bitch. Got a big match tonight at Victory Pro Wrestling, right, Britt?
Yes. Hola. First of all, I have to say it. If not, it's not me. I'm so sorry.
I wish I could. What's it? Bing.
Papa Dank, do you edit these videos?
Steven is there.
You don't want to miss this one. No.
Welcome everybody to Beyond the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Dank, and I had a great weekend this weekend, but we'll talk about that later on, maybe. Let me bring to you my very special guest right now, the one, the only, Austin Mulitalo, the Astonishing.
What's up, man?
What is going on, brother? How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. Right now, I'm plugging the podcast, telling everybody to come hop on, watch, ask questions. Go. Yeah.
We should have some MCW people in the chat tonight. I know it's always
nice.
All right, let's start off with what you got going on the month of February. Oh, besides SICW, you got all this stuff going on, including being on Beyond the Barricade with me, Papa Dank.
Yeah, the Papa Dank. I like it. Yeah, February is a pretty good month. I dubbed it my fantastical February. Started off the month strong at Trailblazer Championship Wrestling. Currently, they have their first inaugural heavyweight championship. They're having a tournament for it. Made it past round 1. Freaking stellar. Hurt my knee, banged it up a little bit in the process, but that's a day-by-day thing. I'm rehabbing it. I'm going to the doctor. It's getting better. Let's see here. And then just had World League Wrestling this past Saturday. Great event leading up to Night of Champions 5.
Wow.
World League Wrestling hasn't done Night of Champions since 2019, I believe. So it's a really big deal. So
it is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Then this Friday night, I make my return back down to MCW in Osceola, Arkansas, where I'm obviously everybody's favorite handsome SOB. I'm coming back. And then
I love it.
The following day, Saturday morning, Show Me State Wrestling, they're having their first event. It's a set of live tapings. I don't know if you've ever been to SICW, but their taping format is going to be fairly similar. So pretty excited about that. And then that Saturday night, I'm going to Mid-States Wrestling in Harrison, Arkansas. Mid-States Wrestling, they do a lot of great stuff. Every February, they do an event every Saturday. Usually they're like fundraising events and stuff like that. And they also film their TV. So big deal. Cowboy Bob Orton's going to be there. And your reigning Missouri heavyweight champion's going to be there. You should. Oh, it's like right there, but pretty blue. Actually, I'm gonna show this off.
Show it off.
Oh yeah, got both of my beauties over here.
I'm trying to figure out why your stuff didn't download to my computer, but
love it.
All right. Oh, look at those! I love belts. Let me see those things.
Oh yeah, shiny. So this is the New Breed Wrestling United States Championship. I'm trying to think. I've had it since May of last year, so I'm coming up on a year pretty soon. And then this one, I won this back in November, and I've had it for 94 days. So very precious to my heart. The Missouri Heavyweight Championship has a lot of history with Harley Race. That's where I trained. Ric Flair, all 3 of the original Von Erich brothers held this. It has so much history, and the fact that I get to hold it and continue to create legacy, make my own legacy, it's great. I love it.
That is dope, man. Good stuff, man. Good stuff going on, man. Ooh, let me bring up some flyers right now. That I don't know why I didn't download from when Serena sent them to me, but that's the Cowboy Bob Orton one.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Super Bout 3 with Rhino and Tommy Dreamer. Then.
Yeah. So don't know if you know much about Memphis wrestling, but Memphis wrestling is on the rise. A lot of great people, and Super Bout, it's their biggest event of the year.
That is dope.
Super Bout goes all out. So they're bringing in Rhino. They're bringing in Tommy Dreamer. They got Cruel coming in, challenging the gun show for the Memphis Heritage Championship. And then me and my tag team partner, Superstars of Seduction, the Casanova, Colton Cage, Astonishing Austin Mulitalo. You'll just have to wait and see what we're doing, because trust me, we're gonna shock the world. I'm telling you.
Good stuff you got going on, man. Look who was in the chat though, Mr. Herb Simmons. How are you, sir?
Oh, Herb Simmons, man, he is an absolute legend when it comes to this business, promoting, and just a general wealth of knowledge. So I'm very happy that I have a good working relationship with Herb Simmons.
So do I, man.
Even though the last time I saw Herb Simmons, he looked like he was about to fight me. And,
really?
And then while I was wrestling, a very intense wrestling match against some okay guys. You might have heard of them. They might be the Top Guns, the new SICW Tag Team Champions. But while I was working very hard wrestling, his son is wearing my fur coat and my title.
What? Herb, is that true?
Yeah. Oh, it's so true. Don't even lie.
What is going on there? Just want to give a shout out.
There's a picture going around somewhere. I'll have to show you.
Let me give them a quick shout out as they ran the new Beyond the Barricade commercial on their YouTube channel. Check out the latest episode. Check out all my socials for that link as well. Oh, yeah. What the hell? Luke Justice says you suck, Austin.
Yeah. Luke Justice. He's
always in trouble.
He's one of my biggest fans. So.
He's always in trouble. Look at that. Herb says your guest is one of the up and coming stars. That I believe.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate that. Very early on in my career, Herb was one of the people that really came to bat for me. So a lot of respect for Herb.
Same, brother. Same, man. He's done a lot for me too. I appreciate him.
There's so many comments.
And I appreciate his friendship. Oh yeah, it's gonna go off because MCW's in here. They're like, oh, he hurt me a couple of months ago. You Justice. All right, let's start out with your origins, man. Let's start off with the question every wrestler really loves to hate this question, but it's essential when you're coming on the first time. How did you fall in love with professional wrestling?
Okay, so I actually love telling this story because it's a lot of people. Awesome. I can't stand Luke. I can't stand him. So it's a very fun story. So I'll explain that comment later. I'll explain that later. So pretty much when my mom was my math ain't mathin'. I want to say maybe like late 20s. Anyways, my mom's dream was to become a professional wrestler. So my mom, she's originally from California. She did a lot of life things, and it eventually took her to New Zealand. In New Zealand, she was training at I don't want to say it's not like the main Wild Samoans one, but it was the I guess the dojo that they had before that. Right. Anyways, my mom was training for about 2 to 3 months, and then she realized that she was pregnant with me. So she eventually stopped that. And then when I was
born, man, it's destiny, man. It's destiny.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. It's I was kind of born into it, if that makes sense.
No, it does, yeah.
And then even when I was born, I was either going to be Austin or Dwayne. Because my mom and dad, they were big Stone Cold Steve Austin fans, Rock fans. So I got Austin. So that's where that comes from. But yeah, no, I was kind of born into it. as far as watching wrestling, I watched it a little bit when I was like 8 or 9. And then I didn't watch it for a little bit. And then I think I really got in depth on it in like 2012, 2011. Because it was right around when Rock and Cena had their first WrestleMania match. So that's kind of when I started getting more into it. I watched guys like Kofi Kingston, watched back a lot of stuff on YouTube. YouTube is my best friend growing up because they had everything. Like I watched, there was this one video they posted, had like the whole series of like Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton from like 2009, 2008, him doing like the boom drop off the barricade onto the announce table. It was great. But yeah. And then as I kind of started getting more in depth, my eyes really, I don't know. It's really confusing because, like, for me, I think professional wrestling is very subjective. It's not necessarily. Wrestling is not just one thing. It's multiple things, and what really catches on the people just varies on kind of who you are. So for me, there's aspects of it that I enjoy the showmanship. There's aspects of it that I enjoy the promos, like the promos that really like speak to you, and then as I've kind of grown in the business, I really love the wrestling, like the technical wrestling, the moves, stuff like that. So, yeah. And then about 2013, my mom and I kind of looked around at schools. At the time, the Harley Race Wrestling Academy, it was located in Eldon, Missouri, which for me is about like an hour. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'll go there one day. And then pretty much right around 2019-ish, I was like, okay, I'm ready to kind of do this thing. And then I realized that they moved like almost 3 hours away. So they're up in Troy, Missouri. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I signed up for because they used to do like a 3-day kind of like training camp. Pretty much just kind of like going there. There's a bunch of guys they bring in from like Noah and NXT and stuff like that. Signed up for it. And then right around the time that it started, COVID happened. So I never got to go. And then eventually I started training in July of 2020. And then I've been in it ever since.
Awesome, man. You went right into details on that, man. That's great. I love it.
It's my favorite story. It's my favorite story. It's like a love story for me.
It's a great story.
I tell it to everybody.
Great story.
These comments are just going.
It's great. And you don't even see the Instagram stuff on there. There's a lot of people joining us on Instagram too, including Titan Championship Wrestling is on.
Okay.
My pal Salsa Belly, Nix, who you probably know from MCW.
Yes.
Boom Harden of CMG is watching us too as well. That is dope. Okay. All right. Let's go into first professional match you had. Who was it with, and what were your thoughts during that first match?
Okay. So my first match was March. Oh.
Talk about it, and then she comes. Look, there's Nix.
Oh, Nix gives me nightmares. She Yes, Papa Dank, if I can teach you one lesson in life, one lesson today, let it be this. Yes. Never hitting a woman from behind, it's whatever. You got to do what you got to do.
Right, in the ring. Right.
My best friend, Colton Cage, he was doing nothing wrong. He was just wrestling, talking, doing a little hip swivel, whatever. And then she comes up and hits him. And, he was about to hit her, but, he's a good person. So I was like, you know what? Tag. I go in. I protect my friend. I hit her. And you know what she does? She throws me to the moon for no reason.
I thought she was going to lowball you.
Gosh.
What is this about? Because I don't know what this is. Bolo versus Mulitalo 3.
Oh, yes. Austin Bolo. He is a professional wrestler out of Arkansas. He's pretty good. Yeah, him and I have wrestled. I don't want to say no, because we've wrestled more than 3 times.
Okay. All right.
I want to say we've wrestled 3 times because we wrestled because he was one of my first matches early on, and then we wrestled in triple threat at MCW, and then we had a singles at MCW. Anyways,
Nix
yeah,
isn't giving up on you, bud.
Yeah, she's mean. Play stupid games when stupid. I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so my first match was March of 2022, March 5th.
Okay.
Fun fact, I actually have it like tattooed on my arm right here. It's a guy doing suplex on like Roman numerals. But yeah, so my first match was against my trainer, the legacy Leland Race, son of Harley Race.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it scared the absolute crap out of me. I was very scared because and that was kind of like a weird point in my life too, especially in like my apprentice phase of wrestling, because at that point in time, like I've been training for almost 2 years. So, there was people that started after me and they were already wrestling matches. So part of me was kind of very, I guess, bitter, but I always had the mentality of, my time will come. So, and it was literally just so random. I was just doing whatever. I think I was working, and then he texted me. He's like, hey, or what are you doing Saturday? And I was like, nothing. What's up? And he's like, all right, you're going to meet me in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And I was like, all right. Met in Poplar Bluff. And then from there, I want to say it was like 30 minutes, but we went to Corning, Arkansas at the MB Aitley Junior Community Center. I might be wrong with that. But yeah, so we had our first match there. And it was crazy. Like it was, oh man, I'm trying to think. I felt very energetic, but also at the same time, I was like, I felt like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. But once I kind of got in the thick of things, it felt very muscle memory for me. And yeah, it was awesome. It was very cool to see kind of, where I was at that point, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, 100%. All right, let's go into opponent you haven't wrestled yet, but this person or persons have caught your eye on who you want to wrestle.
Oh man, that is an easy one. First and foremost, former NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Champion Kerry Morton. Kerry Morton and I, we it's this close. I'm telling you, it's the match that you need to see. Kerry and I are the same age. He comes from the father of one of the best professional wrestlers ever, like biggest babyface ever. And then me, now I'm pretty, it might come off cocky, but I feel pretty confident in my wrestling ability just for the fact that I know where I want to be. And, I'm not afraid to make that. I'm not afraid to voice that, but I'm also not afraid to, show people in the ring like, hey, this is me. So I feel like Kerry Morton and I, it's the match that needs to happen. And with WLW, with Night of Champions and stuff, now he's already wrestling somebody else on that card, but like, you never know. Like, things can happen, and it could happen.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Now, if you can have an intergender match with anyone, who would it be and why?
Oh, what an interesting question. I think I just saw this on your the one you did with
who? With Cody?
Yeah, Cody. Yeah, because I've wrestled him before. Intergender match.
Oh, look at this. Someone's throwing a suggestion right there.
Nyx. Honestly, Nyx would not be bad. Nyx is probably one of the best women wrestlers that I've seen anywhere. Nyx is doing so much great things. She was just on Ring of Honor. Like, she's absolutely
a name for herself. 100%.
She's professional. Because the thing with me is like people forget that, like, because it's professional wrestling. People forget the professional part. You have to look the part, act the part, whatever. So Knicks would be a good one. Knicks would probably be my one. Oh, other. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's kind of hard because, like, I'm just gonna go with Knicks. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to throw a name out for you though.
Uh-oh.
She's not like, why is he throwing my name out into these matches? The one and only, the center of attention, Miss Brittany Brooks.
The what now?
The center of attention, Brittany Brooks.
Center of attention.
That's right.
I'm the center of attention.
Well, that's what she calls herself, the center of attention.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, no, that's a very complicated question because there is not even just in one area. Like, there are a lot of good, like, women wrestlers around in different areas.
Yeah.
And, like, the crazy thing is like, there's times that I feel like I'm kind of doing too much. And then, like, I look on social media, Twitter, whatever, and, like, these women wrestlers, they're doing, like, double what I'm doing. Like, they're wrestling, like, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. You know, you got your Amina Belmonts, your Maggie Lees. You know, you got a lot of these women wrestlers that are just, you know, out and about, and it's great. It's awesome. I love to see it. Another one you need to look out for too is Skylar Sparks from World League Wrestling. She just debuted. She's going places. I'm telling you, she's going places.
All right. Have you, and I'm saying this because I just attended one, have you ever done a seminar, like a tryout type seminar?
I have. Well, yes, I guess. So I've done a few seminars, but January of last year, NWA and Control Your Narrative, they had a tryout / seminar down in Ricky Morton School in Chuckey, Tennessee, I think
that's where my friends got hired.
Okay, yeah. It was really awesome. I met a lot of people.
Did you meet the slime balls?
I did meet the slime balls. I actually just met them at because I just did the what's it called? Preface. I did Preface back in the end of January. So I met them at Exodus Pro. They're cool dudes. Like they have a very unique, like, I don't want to say character because it wasn't like, it didn't seem like a character to me. It just kind of sent like them.
Like them, yeah. I think you're 100% right. I think it's just them being themselves.
I am a smart man, Nix. I am a smart man.
Oh, you saw that comment, huh?
Yeah.
And friends of Squared Circle say hello.
Hello. Hi. I just responded to them on social media not too long ago. I asked them if they like steak.
I like steak.
Yeah. How do you like your steak?
I like it well done. I can't have it medium rare.
I like it medium rare, but well done's okay too.
All right. Tell me about your toughest match so far. Who was your opponent and why was it so difficult for you to go through the match?
Oh, man. Toughest match.
Mix is money.
Can I give you 3?
Yep. Let's go.
Okay. So I would say the first one that I ever experienced was probably against another one of my trainers. His name's Superstar Steve Fender. He is very, very big, kind of like Middle East, or not Middle East, but like Midwest area. He's been all over. He's been to Japan with Noah several times. He's one of Harley's like first students. He's very good. Him and Leland, they're both really good. But yeah, early on, I want to say maybe it was my 11th match with him. It was May of 2022. It was at like a outside festival or underneath a tent, kind of humid, but him and I wrestled for 46 minutes, not from curtain to curtain, but from bell to bell, 46 minutes. And it was absolutely intense, especially being very early on. Like it was crazy. We did a lot of stuff. We told a lot of story. It was so bad to the point that like after the match, I was kind of in the back just laying down, trying to figure out how to move my body again. And my mom came storming through the back and was like about to beat the crap out of Steve, and Steve ran. So that was one. Two, I would have to say it was against his name's Luke Langley. I don't know if you're familiar. He's also very big on this side. So pretty much back December of 22, he beat me for my United States title, and pretty much it was a big story to kind of like get it back because when I got this title originally, I was coming back from a really bad shoulder injury, and I literally fought to the nail to get this title, and then I lost it like a month later. So so Luke and I kind of had a good story going, and then May of last year when I won this back, him and I, we had probably one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever had. He really pushed me to my limit, and I won, and that was a big deal for me because Luke is incredibly good, and just being able to be in the ring with him and just hold up my own, like it was awesome. I had a lot of family there too, so it was a great moment. Very happy. And then I'd probably say my most recent match. This was back in November when I won the Missouri heavyweight title. It was a lot. I love how I describe it.
That's a good looking belt, man. I love that belt.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
it pops.
It's very similar to the NWA Missouri heavyweight title. Wow. So it's just the only really difference is that it says MSW on the sides. But so that match, not only was it really physical, but it was also very very mental too. Because my opponent, Colton Theron Vaught, he was so Harley passed away in like 2019. So my class I was the very first class post Harley. Oh, wow. So not saying that's like, I feel like there's a lot of weight on our chests about that. Cause like we're the little class that we had, we're defining the next generation of the Harley Race name and the Harley Race school. Right. So it's kind of a big thing to hold on my shoulders. I get a lot of compliments, but probably the biggest ones that I'll get is from the Harley guys or the guys that trained with Harley underneath him. And the greatest thing I could hear is, if Harley was here, he'd be proud. Or that's awesome. I can tell you trained at Harley school. Or even there's some people that think, oh wait, did Harley Race train you, right? And it's just cool for me.
Wow, that's good.
But Colton was the last class that got taught by Harley. So getting into the business, Colton, he was a very big influence for me. And, he promised that he'd be there, and he promised that, he would help me train or whatever. And he didn't keep that promise. So I literally had to do everything on my own. And the fact that, I beat him for his title, and, I did it without his help, and I did it for me. I went out for myself. It just made it that more sweet. People don't.
Awesome.
Like it, but I don't really care what people so. What is this?
All right. Yeah, he said his tummy hurts. That's right. And Terry Tyler says, "Hey, what is up, my best friend?"
What's up?
Is
Terry?
he really your best friend? Is he?
No.
Is he really your best friend?
No, I'm not even sure who that is. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. All right, let's go. Let's jump out of wrestling for a moment. What does Austin like to do for fun? Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, what do I like to do for fun?
Do you collect?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, really, like wrestling is kind of the all end all for me. It's something that I'm just like, it's something that I could just pull the trigger on, and it's the rest of my life. But outside of that, so currently I am in acting school. Um,
Okay.
Going to acting classes. So originally, when I was talking to Serena, I believe it was about setting this up, the reason why I wanted to push it back a little bit later is because on Tuesdays I go to acting class. So I just came back from there. So for me and stuff, like I said earlier about wrestling, you know, it's very subjective. So for me, I'm a pretty big showman. You know, I love the spectacle. So with acting, I feel like acting's not only going to help me further myself in professional wrestling, but it's also going to create career longevity because with wrestling, you know, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting your body, you know, and literally it could be a snap of a finger, and you know, you could be done, you know, you could be sidelined, whatever it is. So with acting and stuff like that, it's a good thing to have in my back pocket. And you know,
Smart man.
I'm very big into like theaters. Like I love theater. That's something that I'm going to do on the side if I'm able to with my schedule. And then of course get some acting gigs and stuff, and it's going to be fun. I really enjoy it. I'm pretty like, I don't know. It's just something so fascinating to me that I could be me, and I could like grab a piece of paper, read something, and then just kind of pull from there, and you know, be whatever that is. And done with it, you know, it's like you flip a switch, and then I'm just back to me. So that's a pretty big one. Teaching for me, not necessarily like educational, but teaching just live teaching wrestling, like it's a big deal. With my civilian job, well, I shouldn't say civilian. So I'm in the Army. I'm stationed at Fort Leonard Wood. I'm a liaison. So pretty much I work with the drill sergeants at the basic training, and I advise the trainees and the chain of command, and pretty much I'm like the middleman. You know, there's a lot of stuff that happens down there, you know, yelling, whatever, so have you. And I'm like the wise man. I'm like the special counsel of the Army. So
Gotcha, man. You're a busy guy.
oh yeah. So like guiding and mentoring and stuff like that, that's pretty big for me. I'm a big believer in leaving things better than what they were. And you know, if my influence can extend past the realm of wrestling, you know, that's big for me.
That's a big deal. 100%. Look who's in the chat. CJ Clapp. Hey, it's this guy.
Oh yeah, the clap. He's got the clap. The clap.
There's like 100 and something of them.
Oh yeah, they've got like a whole dynasty. Like you,
They do have a whole dynasty.
Did you see the WrestleMania? Was the press conference thing?
The press conference, I did. Yes.
Yeah. Did you see the Samoan tree?
Yes.
Family tree.
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
Just imagine that with the claps. Like there are thousands of them. Every time I go to MCW, it's like, oh, there's a clap. Oh, there's a clap. Oh, am I a clap? You better watch it. You're gonna see Astonishing Austin clap. And I was like, oh, shit.
Astonishing Austin clap.
They just changed my name.
Man. You're killing Serena. She's dying over there.
Don't die.
Here comes CJ. CJ says our tree's definitely bigger than.
We know.
We all know 100%. All right. Tell me about some goals as far as traveling around the whole country. Any places that you want to go to that you haven't been to yet?
Yeah. So I feel like when people ask me that question, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's complicated, but like, I mean, you know, for me and stuff, I want to go everywhere. You know, I want to travel because the thing is, and you're going to hear me say this a lot, and I do say this a lot, wrestling is subjective. But the thing for me is with Astonishing Austin Mulitalo, I don't want it to be subjective. I want to be something for everybody. Like, you could watch me do a promo, you could watch me talk, you could watch me wrestle, you can even watch my entrance. It's going to be something that draws you in. So, like, dialing it down to exactly where I want to go. For me right now, it's Japan. I want to go to Japan. When professional wrestlers, for whatever reason, go out of country and overseas, they come back bigger than what they were. And for me, I don't know how much you know about wrestling, but like, Japan is where a lot of wrestlers are made. Because like, not only the styles over there is a lot different, but I don't know. Because the thing is like, in the United States, wrestling's kind of like a big pop culture thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like if you kind of get too much involved with it, you're gonna look the same as everybody else, because not necessarily everybody has the opportunity or the chance to go over to Japan. So me going over there for like maybe a year or two and coming back here, I can almost guarantee you it's gonna set me very much ahead of where everyone I am else. Now. So
I know someone who went to Japan and came back differently. Masha Slamovich.
Yeah, no, seriously. He hasn't gone to Japan yet, but my buddy Buck Skinner, he was pretty big on the Mid-South scene, and then he went over to the LA dojo for New Japan. And man, he is absolutely killing it right now. He's showing up. I heard of him. New Japan footage. Yeah, he is a great guy, and he's worked his butt off for that. So tentatively, that's probably going to be my breaking news. That's gonna be my next step. They've got a class going on in May. So I'm going to try to make that happen.
Okay, awesome. I mean, I for one would love to see up here in the Northeast, man. Doing some stuff out here.
Oh yeah, maybe not with all the snow. I'm a tropical person, so I don't do well in snow. As you can see, the New Zealand flag here.
Some wrestlers have learned that the hard way. They live in another part of the country. They come up here in the winter. They got no jacket.
Yeah.
And they're like, I always get sick going up there. Like, well, buy a jacket when you come up there. All right. Let me ask you the last question, and hopefully that you will come back another day and talk to me again, because I had such a great time talking to you. Goals for 2024 besides Japan, because you already told us that goal.
Yeah. So goals for 2024. So for me, now I'm not very old. I'm 23. But for me, I feel like if you're gonna make it really big in wrestling, like there's kind of a time clock. So ideally, when you are thinking about making professional wrestling like a long-term career, obviously everybody thinks WWE. They are an international global juggernaut when it comes to professional wrestling, which, yes, I don't know a single person that doesn't want to be there. However, it's not like they're just going to call me tomorrow and be like, hey, we want to offer you a contract. That's not how it works. So pretty much my goals for 2024 is to literally work my tail off. Because I'm a big believer in working hard. Hard work beats talent every time. And, take opportunities and run with them. The biggest thing that I see people either in my situation or kind of like around my age group is that they're not taking opportunities. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I got from one of my mentors, Bob Evans, Brutal Bob Evans, he's awesome. Take opportunity. Like, it's not, I feel like people complain that there's not opportunity out there, but there literally is. There's so much opportunity. Like I literally just went on my Facebook yesterday, and I wasn't even doing anything. And I scrolled down and I saw some promotion in Wisconsin. They're like, "Hey, we're looking for a person for a Friday show. Send us your stuff." So I sent them my stuff, and they're like, "Oh, hey, yeah, the spot's already filled, but we're most certainly going to reach out next time there's an opportunity." And it's just stuff like that. It's not
Definitely.
it's not necessarily a big thing, but it's
It could lead to
smaller
something
things that
else.
lead to big things.
Right.
And ideally, I want to be signed to a major contract somewhere by the age of 25. Right now, I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm on a bunch of radars. I've been doing a lot of stuff with AEW, WWE, and the harder I work, training, wrestling in the gym, dieting, I'm gonna get there. And I'm very
I believe
confident
you.
on my to get there. So
I believe you're gonna get there, man. All right.
I
Thank you
appreciate
for
that.
joining us on the podcast tonight.
Thank
Let's go
you.
over your stuff. Where can everybody follow you?
All right. So there's a little at, I guess, handle right there at the Astonishing one. You can find me on all those socials, and you can also go to my website. On there, we keep up to date on what I'm doing, merch, like literally whatever you want to know. It is on that website. I'm pretty big on like social media. Probably just because I'm a little bit younger, but I always like to plug my stuff out there. And I always
As
like
well
to
you
share other
should.
people's stuff because, like I said earlier, it's the professional wrestling business. So, there's different aspects to it. So you just share your stuff. Put it out there. There's not going to be anybody that's going to be like, stop sharing that. Stop it. There's just not.
100%. There will nobody be doing that for you. But I want to appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely want you to come back.
Yeah, anytime.
I see good things coming for you, man. All right. As for me, this Saturday, I will be at Victory Pro Wrestling's King of New York tournament. Where I will be filming, my newest vlog. But make sure you go to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets. It's going to be a huge event. Your homie, the Nomi, Gabby Forza, is making her debut at Victory Pro Wrestling. And you're definitely not going to want to miss that as she's taking on the unwilting Tatiana for that Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Championship. Speaking of the vlog, my newest vlog will be out soon on my YouTube channel. And you can see we are comparing Bad Bunny sneakers right here. Myself and Skills the Great. You have what?
I got my Air Force Ones.
Nice.
They're dirty though. Don't judge. Don't judge.
Want to give a shout out to my friends at Titan Championship Wrestling. They have Wrestlers to the Rescue this Saturday as well in New Jersey, where they're doing a benefit show for the Shriners Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which I am also a proud sponsor for that event. Woo. Also this week, I have the one and only Andrew Bates, the new EPW commissioner. He is coming on, and he's got a lot to say from what I'm being told. Do you know him?
No, I don't know. He looks superficial. I like the suit.
He's got a lot to say. He works with this guy named Justin
maybe he's
Klein.
going to tell you that he booked the astonishing Austin Mulitalo.
Maybe he works with that dastardly Justin Klein, if you know that guy.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that guy. Also on Friday, I got the one and only Amity LeVay, the NYWC Starlet Champion, on because she is on the road to NYWC Psycho Circus, which turns 21 this year. And she just picked up the remarkable Women's Championship just the other night. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. Yeah, man, she's going places as well. Want to give a shout out to her. Excited that she's coming on. And speaking of opportunities, Austin, this March 9th, Titan Championship Wrestling is doing the free-for-all. Make sure you go register. It starts at 8 a.m. in New Jersey, Bayville, New Jersey. Anybody can come apply and maybe win a spot that night at their show, Level Up. But they're not the only ones joining this conference to look for talent. Other companies are going as well, such as Wrestling Is Now, company owned by the SATs from the Ring of Honor, if you remember them from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like opportunity is literally everywhere. It's not even about finding it. It's just about taking the step, and that could be many things. That could be, reaching out to promoters, that could be going and networking,
All right.
helping set up. Like there's so much things that people just don't realize, and
Yeah,
you just
definitely.
gotta take your shot.
I go to shows just to help set up. That's
Yeah,
how I meet people. Talk
yeah,
to
and
people.
it's just crazy too, because like even though you live in New York, wrestling is such a small world. After this
True.
after this podcast, I could be talking to somebody and it's like, oh yeah, I saw you were on Papa Dank. And I was like, yeah, were you on Papa Dank? And then from there, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, we got a couple of things left to talk about. First of all, on the vlog, my 23-6 YouTube Heavyweight Championship was stolen, Austin, by a
What?
fan. Someone stole my championship, and I have to go scour New Jersey now. This person lives in Jersey to go find it.
Oh geez.
It is
Oh geez.
crazy. And
I
besides
bet
that,
I bet it was Grim from Grimm's Toy Show.
it might be grim. It's not
Yeah.
grim. I got a lead suspect though. And
Ooh.
just so you know, I am also part of the MCW anti-bullying campaign,
Ooh.
as you can see in the top corner. And someday soon, you may see me at a show at MCW. So it will be a smaller world than you think.
Yeah, just be cautious though. Those mouth breathers, they do not like me.
Oh, here we go. We got a question, some breaking news as well. First, the question from Daniel: who would you like to face at the outside show by the river? I don't know how to say that. Crothersville. I hope I said it right.
Crothersville. Yeah. Oh geez. So truthfully, I don't know if I'll ever wrestle there again. I have a very like traumatic experience. So I wrestled there
Oh no.
August of 22. And I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I wrestled a good guy. I lost my Mid America title to him. Naughty by nature, rude. But for whatever reason, like I picked him up for a suplex, and I'm like 5'10", 205 pounds, picking up a guy that was probably like 240, and like I held him for like a vertical suplex, and
Wow.
I messed up a disc on my lower back, and it's been in pain ever since. So, yeah, not a great experience.
Not a good experience.
It's a lot better since then. I still go to physical therapy for it. I have like one of those tetanus units for my back. Got a hot tub, so it helps out a lot.
I'm sure it does, man. All right, let's go to Serena's breaking news.
Oh.
Next Monday, February 19th at 6 p.m., the Road to Psycho Circus continues with the NYWC Fusion Champion, Giorgio Lawrence. He's joining me on the podcast. That is awesome. And more breaking news. Next Tuesday at 9 p.m.,
oh,
joined by the one and only Jack Parker Jr., a.k.a. JPJ. JPJ
okay,
is coming on the podcast.
Can we talk about that one real quick?
Yes, let's go.
All right. So, listen. So, Jack Parker Jr., one of the best big men in the business today. Him and I just wrestled this past weekend at World League Wrestling. And, we had a good match, very good match, very competitive. And, he beat me. I was getting ready to go hit him with my Ride the Lightning knee. And, he caught me for I don't even remember what happened. He caught me and I went flying and then I landed, woke up and I was like, oh, I just lost. Cool. But the weirdest thing happened. He picked me up, like he grabbed me, picked me up, and he just walked away. He just walked away. So that's not normal behavior from him. Because Jack Parker Jr., he's one of those guys that, he takes no prisoners. He will knock your head off with a forearm and just leave you there. But he picked me up and he just walked away.
Interesting. We're gonna have to ask him that question when he comes on Tuesday. I'm excited. Let me give a quick shout out also to my friend Joel Maximo, who is doing the workshop. It's their pro wrestling school for Wrestling Is Now, along with PJ Savage. They are open now in Queens, New York. I had the pleasure of going there this weekend and seeing a special tryout. So that was cool. Dope. That was dope. I learned a lot. We'll talk about it off camera. But all right, everybody have a good night. Austin, just hold on a second. Oh, everybody's joining us over there on freaking Instagram. Holy cow. Yikes. Have a good night, everybody.